The stars above the broken colony were cold and silent. No ships moved in the sky. No lights blinked on the surface. This world was dying, slowly and painfully. Dust covered the ground where cities once stood. The air was thin, and every breath felt heavy. In the ruins of a small shelter, an alien mother sat on the floor. Her body was weak, her skin dull, her eyes tired. Around her were her children. 3 small bodies. Thin arms. Empty eyes. They were hungry. Very hungry. She had no more food. For days, she had searched the ruins. For days, she had begged others. But everyone was the same, starving, hopeless, afraid. This colony had been forgotten by the galaxy. No help came. No mercy. Only silence. The children did not cry anymore. Crying took energy. They only looked at her with quiet fear. That fear hurt her more than hunger. She would give anything to save them. Anything. Then the ground began to shake. A deep sound rolled across the sky. The alien mother slowly stood up and looked above. A ship was coming down from space. It was large. Strong. Not a rescue ship. Not a trader. It was human. Fear spread through the colony like fire. Everyone knew stories about humans. Strong fighters. Cold warriors. A species that survived endless wars. Many believed humans did not care about others. Some aliens ran away. Some hid. Some watched from far away. The alien mother did not move. Her children were dying. Fear did not matter anymore. The human ship landed near the ruins. Its metal body shined under the weak sun. The door opened. Humans stepped out. Tall. Armed. Calm. Their eyes scanned the area. At the center was the human captain. He was older than the others. His face showed many years of battle. His eyes were sharp, but tired. He looked at the broken world and said nothing. The alien mother walked forward. Each step was hard. Her legs shook. The humans noticed her. Weapons moved slightly. The captain raised one hand. They stopped. She stood before them. Slowly, she lowered herself to the ground. She knelt. The humans were surprised. They had expected fear. Maybe anger. Not this. With a weak voice, the alien mother spoke. Her words were broken, but clear. She said her children were starving. She said her people were gone. She said she had nothing left. Then she made her offer. She would work the humans' land. She would clean, plant, serve, and obey. She would give her life, her strength, her future. She asked for nothing for herself. Only food for her children. The wind moved softly across the ruins. No one spoke. The human soldiers looked at the captain. They had seen many things in war. This was different. The captain looked at the children. He saw their thin bodies. Their empty eyes. He saw the fear of a mother who had reached the end. Memories rose in his mind. Old stories from Earth. Times when humans starved. Times when parents begged for their children. Times when no one came. The alien mother lowered her head. She did not look at him anymore. She waited for rejection. Or death. The silence felt endless. Finally, the human captain took one step forward. His voice was calm, but strong. He said one simple word. Food. The alien mother lifted her head in shock. She did not understand. The captain spoke again. He ordered his crew to bring food. Real food. Medical aid. The soldiers moved quickly. The alien mother's body trembled. Tears filled her eyes. She had begged for slavery. She had expected pain. Instead, the humans were giving help. But deep in space, unseen eyes were watching. And the galaxy would not stay silent for long. The food was placed gently on the ground. Small packs. Warm packs. Real food. The kind the alien children had not seen in a very long time. For a moment, no one moved. The alien mother stared at it. Her mind could not accept what her eyes were seeing. Humans did not do this. Humans were not kind. That was what the stories said. She waited for a command. She waited to be told to work, to serve, to obey first. Nothing came. The human captain nodded once. "Feed them," he said. Her hands shook as she reached for the food. Slowly, carefully, she opened one pack and held it out to the nearest child. The child looked at it with fear, unsure if it was real. The mother whispered softly, encouraging. The child took a small bite. Then another. Within moments, all three children were eating. Not fast. Not greedy. Just enough to survive. Their bodies were weak, but life returned to their eyes little by little. The alien mother fell to the ground and cried. The human soldiers stood still. Many looked away. Some felt a tight pain in their chest. They had fought in wars. They had destroyed fleets. But this moment was harder than battle. The captain watched silently. After the children finished, human medics stepped forward. They scanned the children, checked their breathing, gave them water and basic care. No chains. No guards. Only calm hands and soft voices. The alien mother could not stop bowing her head. She kept repeating words of thanks in her language. She promised again to work. To serve. To never leave. The captain finally spoke to her again. "You owe us nothing," he said. Those words shocked her more than hunger. Around them, other aliens began to come out of hiding. Thin figures. Weak bodies. Old ones. Young ones. They watched from a distance, afraid this mercy was not for them. The captain noticed them too. He turned to his crew and gave another order. "Set up food stations," he said. "For everyone." Whispers spread quickly through the colony. Humans were feeding more than one family. They were feeding everyone. Fear turned into confusion. Confusion turned into hope. But not everyone was happy. Far above the planet, a small monitoring ship watched the human actions. It sent a message across the stars. A message to the galactic authorities. Human interference detected. Laws broken. The message traveled fast. Back on the surface, the alien mother sat beside her children as they rested. For the first time in many days, they slept without pain. She looked at the human captain. She wanted to understand him. "Why?" she asked quietly. The captain thought for a moment. "Because we remember," he said. "We were once hungry too." Before she could respond, a warning sound echoed from the human ship. A signal from space. The crew became alert. The captain looked at the sky. Multiple ships were exiting warp. Not human. Galactic Authority vessels. Large. Powerful. Unforgiving. The alien mother felt fear rise again. She knew those ships. They enforced laws without mercy. Helping abandoned colonies was forbidden. Feeding unregistered species was a crime. She stood up quickly and walked toward the captain. "This is my fault," she said. "Take me. Punish me. Let my children live." The captain turned to her slowly. "No," he said firmly. The authority ships descended, blocking the sky. Loud voices echoed across the colony, demanding the human captain surrender and explain his actions. The humans did not raise their weapons. They stood their ground. The captain stepped forward, his voice steady. "You want to know why we are here?" he said. The galactic ships powered their weapons. And the silence before the storm returned. The sky above the dying colony darkened as the galactic authority ships moved closer. Their metal bodies blocked the weak sun. Long shadows fell over the ground, covering humans and aliens alike. The sound of their engines was cold and heavy, like a warning from the galaxy itself. A loud voice echoed from the largest ship. "Human captain, you are in violation of galactic law. You have interfered with a restricted colony. You have fed an unregistered species. You will surrender immediately." The alien survivors froze. Fear returned to their eyes. They knew these ships. The authorities did not negotiate. They punished. The alien mother stepped forward again. Her body still weak, but her heart strong. She stood between the humans and the authority ships. She raised her hands. "This was my choice," she said loudly. "Punish me." I begged. I offered my life. The humans only listened. The ground was silent. The human captain moved beside her. "She is not your prisoner," he said calmly. "And neither is this colony." The authority ships reacted instantly. Weapons powered up. Bright energy lights appeared along their hulls. The air itself seemed to shake. "Humans do not decide galactic law," the voice replied. "You were warned before. Compassion does not excuse disobedience." The human soldiers tightened their formation. Still, no one raised a weapon. They waited. The alien mother looked up at the captain. She did not understand his calm. Against these ships, no one survived. The captain activated a small device on his wrist. A soft light spread around him. His voice carried clearly across the ruins. "We know your laws," he said. "We studied them. We followed them when they made sense." A pause. "But laws that allow children to starve are broken laws." Whispers spread through the alien crowd. No one had ever spoken like this to the authorities. The galactic ships responded with anger. "You will stand down," the voice demanded. "This is your final warning." The alien mother closed her eyes. She held her children tightly. She was ready for the end. Instead, the human captain gave another order. "Open the channel," he said. Behind him, the human ship's engines began to hum louder. Lights appeared along its surface. Systems awakened. Not weapons, something else. The authority ships hesitated. "What are you doing?" the voice asked. The captain looked up. "We are showing you who we are," he said. The human ship transmitted a signal. Not a threat. Not a weapon lock. It was a broadcast. Images spread across space. They showed Earth's past. Human cities in ruins. Children starving. Families begging. Wars. Hunger. Pain. Then the images changed. They showed humans rebuilding. Sharing food. Helping enemies. Saving strangers. Standing together. "We survived because someone helped us," the captain said. "And when no one helped, we helped each other." The authority ships went quiet. The alien mother watched the images with tears in her eyes. She finally understood. Humans were not merciful because they were powerful. They were merciful because they remembered suffering. A new voice came through the channel. Older. Careful. "These actions could inspire rebellion," it said. "You risk changing the balance of the galaxy." The captain nodded. "Yes," he replied. "That is the point." The authority ships adjusted their formation. Weapons powered higher. The alien mother gasped. She thought they would fire. Instead, another signal appeared on human sensors. Not one ship. Not two. Hundreds of human signals entering the system. The human captain smiled for the first time. "You should know something," he said softly. "We never travel alone." The stars behind the Authority fleet began to light up. And the galaxy realized this was no longer a small act of mercy. The space behind the Authority ships filled with light. One by one, human vessels arrived. Large ships. Small ships. Medical ships. Cargo ships. Warships. They came from every direction, forming a wide line across the stars. The Authority fleet froze. They had expected one human ship. They had prepared for punishment, not for unity. On the ground, the alien survivors looked up in awe. Many had never seen such numbers. The sky no longer felt empty. The alien mother held her children close. She felt fear, but also something new. Safety. The human captain stood still as his sensors showed the growing fleet. His crew watched the displays in silence. They knew what this moment meant. A message arrived from the human command network. "Status confirmed," it said. "Relief protocol active." The captain answered calmly. "Begin support operations," he said. Suddenly, the human ships moved, not toward the Authority fleet, but toward the planet. Cargo bays opened. Dropships descended. Supplies poured down like rain. Food. Medicine. Water. Shelter units. The aliens on the ground cried out in disbelief. Humans were not preparing for war. They were preparing to help. The Authority fleet sent a new message, loud and angry. "This is an act of defiance," the voice said. "You are flooding a restricted world with resources. You are challenging galactic control." The human captain responded without fear. "No," he said. "We are feeding the hungry." Medical teams spread across the ruins. Human medics treated alien wounds with care. Children were lifted gently. Elders were given support. No questions were asked. The alien mother watched as her children were examined by human doctors. Their faces slowly gained color. Their breathing became steady. One of them smiled. She covered her mouth, unable to speak. The Authority fleet powered weapons again. This time, the human warships reacted. Not by firing, but by positioning themselves. They formed a shield between the planet and the Authority guns. A silent message. "If you fire, you hit us first." The Authority commanders hesitated. Humans were known fighters. A battle here would spread across the galaxy. "This mercy will make them depend on you," the Authority warned. "It will weaken order." The human captain shook his head. "Hunger creates chaos," he said. "Hope creates order." The words spread quickly. Other systems listened. Other species watched. Some remembered their own abandoned worlds. For the first time, the Authority fleet did not know what to do. Hours passed. Supplies continued to fall. Shelter domes rose from the ground. Fires burned for warmth. The colony was no longer silent. The alien mother sat beside the captain as her children slept peacefully. "You did not take my life," she said softly. "You gave us life." The captain looked at the children. "You were never weak," he replied. "You were just forgotten." A final message came from the Authority fleet. "This incident will be reviewed," it said. "You may continue, for now." The ship slowly pulled back. The humans did not cheer. They did not celebrate. They kept working. As night fell, the alien mother looked up at the human ships glowing in the dark sky. She realized something important. Humans were not feared because they destroyed worlds. They were feared because they could change them. And the galaxy would never forget what it saw here. Morning came slowly to the colony. Light touched the ruins, but this time it did not feel cold. Fires burned safely inside human shelter domes. The air was still thin, but it carried quiet sounds, voices, footsteps, life. The alien mother woke beside her children. For the first time in many cycles, they were sleeping peacefully. Their faces looked softer. Their breathing was calm. She reached out and touched them, just to be sure this moment was real. Around the colony, humans were still working. Some repaired broken ground units. Some taught aliens how to grow food in controlled soil. Others installed water systems. No one rushed. No one demanded anything in return. The human captain walked through the colony, watching silently. His crew followed his example. They spoke with care. They listened more than they talked. Messages were spreading through the galaxy now. Other worlds had seen what happened here. Some asked questions. Some argued. Some remembered their own forgotten colonies. The Galactic Authority watched too. They did not return with weapons. They returned with observers. Tall figures landed near the human ship. They walked through the shelters, saw the children eating, the wounded healing, the colony slowly waking from death. The alien mother stood before them, no longer kneeling. She held her head high, not with pride, but with strength. "We were dying," she said. They did not ask for anything. They only helped. The authority observers said nothing. They recorded everything. Later, they met the human captain. "You have changed expectations," one of them said. "Others may now beg humans instead of the council." The captain answered calmly. "Then maybe the council should listen better," he said. The authority did not threaten him this time. They left without punishment. Days passed. Food stores grew. Alien children laughed again. Some humans stayed behind to teach. Others prepared to leave supplies for long-term survival. The alien mother approached the captain one last time. "I offered my life," she said. "I still will, if needed." The captain shook his head. "Your life belongs to your children," he replied. "Build their future." She bowed her head, not in submission, but in respect. When the human fleet finally prepared to leave, the colony gathered to watch. No one cried from fear this time. The alien mother's children waved as the ships rose into the sky. As the fleet jumped to light speed, signals spread across the galaxy. Stories followed them. Not of war. Not of conquest. But of mercy. On distant worlds, leaders argued. Laws were questioned. Old rules were reviewed. Some resisted change. Others welcomed it. One truth could not be erased. Humans had been offered a life in exchange for food. And they had refused the life. They gave food instead. On the once forgotten colony, the alien mother stood beneath a brighter sky. She looked at fields beginning to grow, at shelters filled with voices, at children who would live. She whispered a quiet promise to the stars. If the galaxy ever forgot mercy again, she would remember who taught it. And somewhere far away, aboard a human ship moving through endless space, a captain looked at the stars and knew this small act would echo forever. Because sometimes, the strongest power in the universe is simply choosing to feed the hungry.